When you see this many plants in your garden, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Well, I don't know about you, but for me, I'd say that's a lot of area to water on a daily basis. While I had a hand in the storage and organization part, really, it's my wife who nurtures these oxygen-producing life forms regularly. The problem is, whenever she needs to water the plants on that side, she has to pull this garden hose from here all the way there. Momentarily hang the sprayer onto the fence, walk around to the other side, so she could completely pull it out from out there. And regardless which part of the fence she hangs the sprayer, she always needs to lean over at a dangerous angle just to reach and yank it out. Yep, it's a freak accident waiting to happen. And after about 2 to 3 hours of gardening, she has to do the same steps in reverse just to return the garden hose to its proper place. Worse, during really hot days, she's adamant to water her plants in the morning and in the afternoon. So that's double the risk every day. So in this project, I'm going to try to ease her daily ordeal by extending our main outdoor faucet and providing her a dedicated garden hose system directly from the other side of the fence. But it's not as simple as making the hose longer and mounting it on a holder somewhere outside, because it's still essential for us to have a dedicated garden hose from this area to do a lot of other washing and cleaning jobs. And on several occasions, at the same time, my wife needs to water her plants. Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you the exact steps I took to solve this problem. Here we go. Okay, there were 3 key areas I needed to focus on in order to build a proper garden hose extension system. First was point A, or the water source. This was where I needed to create a way to control the flow of water so it could be redistributed to the second area, point B, or the destination. This was where I needed to install our extension faucet and new garden hose system. And third is the space between point A and point B, where I had to create a permanent but unobtrusive physical connection between the 2 points. But before diving into the actual DIY project, I decided to do some minor prep work around point B, particularly building a simple but stable walkway for my wife. You see, the ground here was sloping downwards and composed of soft soil, jagged rocks, and broken pieces of ceramic tiles. If my wife was going to walk along this area a lot, then I had to make it safer. So what I did was clear out all the debris, dug a 3-inch layer of soil, laid hollow blocks on top, and packed the crevices and periphery with gravel. This ensured that the hollow blocks won't sink nor be dislodged easily. Then I lined the actual footpath with modular rubber mats that we were no longer using for our bathroom. This provides an extra layer of traction, especially whenever the area became wet. By the way, the ground here slopes downwards that way. So I oriented the hollow blocks like so, in order for water to pass through their holes. This prevents water from being trapped here, especially when it rains hard. This simple walkway took 8 hollow blocks, a half sack of gravel, and about 2 hours to complete. Okay, it was time to figure out what to do with point A. So after shutting off our main water meter and relieving the pipes of any leftover pressure, I proceeded to address the first condition. And that was easily done by removing the faucet and inserting a T-pipe connector in between. But because both the elbow joint and the T-pipe were threaded female, I had to use this male-to-male threaded adapter to connect the two. As with most threaded pipe connection jobs, using thread seal tape or Teflon tape is imperative to avoid leaks. You may have heard me mention first condition a few seconds ago. What conditions? Well, I gave myself 3 conditions to meet in order to certify that the overall solution is successful. 1. Connect a second water line that would lead to point B outside, but still retain the ability to tap water from here. Water out there, and water out here. Check. 2. Create the means to turn on or off the water supply outside from here. So with PVC pipes, elbow joints, male-to-female adapter, a PVC ball valve, pipe cement, and Teflon tape, let's see if I met condition 2. Here we go. Okay, so I turned our water main back on to do a quick test. It was so far so good. But before proceeding, I had to take care of those leaks once and for all. And in the process of fixing these leaks, I realized I made a huge blunder. Because my third and final condition was to design the system with maintenance in mind. This meant that when any repair is required in the future, I didn't have to dismantle everything just to access a single part. And with the way I set things up, I was failing miserably under condition 3. Because in the end, after an hour of trying to make things work, I was forced to cut off the entire pipeline just to be able to access the T-pipe so I could add more Teflon and tighten it better. I was literally back to square one. My solution was simply not viable. And as I sat there under the heat of the sun, trying to figure out a better way, my brother came over, glanced 5 seconds at what I was trying to do and said, "Why not just use a second faucet?" Then everything clicked into place. Thanks to my brother, this became my new solution for point A. Here we go. Okay, with this new setup, I had passed condition 2. Create the means to turn on or off the water supply outside from here. And this faucet addresses that. Check. And finally, this section here serves condition 3. Design the system with future maintenance in mind. If and when this faucet, the T-pipe connector, the pipe adapter, or even the elbow joint breaks down and I need to fix or replace any of them, all I need to do is loosen this garden hose faucet connector and pull down the hose. This sets free the entire upper assembly from the PVC pipeline below, allowing me to rotate and replace whichever part is needed. Condition 3, check. Now, as for the pipeline connecting point A and point B, it was pretty straightforward. I cut PVC pipes to the right length and used elbow joints and PVC cement to steer them in the direction I wanted. As much as possible, I had the pipes hug the walls and corners so they don't obstruct walkways and cause accidents. And I secured all of them in place with mounting brackets. Out here in point B, I mounted the pipe vertically, terminating at about 2 feet above the ground, just right to reach the faucet without bending down. From point A to point B, it took about 50 feet of PVC pipes. With a new 50-foot garden hose, a garden spray nozzle set, and another faucet, I proceeded to complete our point B setup. At this point, the only thing missing in this area was a place to store the garden hose. We can't have it just laying on the ground. So I decided to use the second-hand garden hose hanger. As you can see, it's very basic, nothing special. All that was left to do was mount this on the concrete wall directly above the faucet and we're done. As this was a simple procedure, I won't bother showing you the footage. What I will show you is how the entire system has withstood the test of time.